and myself, okay? We got out here, headed down, there's cars coming up. That means there was not evacuation route at that point, all right? My son had a plan in place. It didn't have to do with keys, it had to do with angle grinder and batteries, all right? We put lives over gates. That makes sense, right? All right, so anyway, so we head up the hill, and it's still light out, and there's a whole bunch of vehicles in front of us. And they don't know really where they're going. They do not know the way out, okay? My son knew the way out. So somebody up ahead of us knew that my son, I'm sorry, keep correcting me, all right? My son was in this trail of cars and knew the way out. So this person started diverting vehicles onto the helicopter pad. A few people know that, locals know that, helicopter pad. And it was real filled up. By the time I got up there, I looked, and here's all these vehicles, and here's this friend of ours telling us to get the head of this column because he knew my son knew the way out. Now, this is not an evacuation plan. This is common sense. We knew Sierra Pacific gates were in the way. And if they really cared, they would have been a part of an evacuation plan for Cohasset. That's pure and simple, right? So anyway, as my son is going down below the helicopter pad, there's vehicles coming back at us, and he's talking to them. I don't hear the conversation, but they're telling him, we don't know the way. So what's going to happen to these vehicles coming back at us, okay? They're going to be a part of something they don't want to see or be a part of. They might lose their lives. So what happened is everybody started following my son, got down to the bottom. There were two ways to go. My son started throwing logs in the other way so people wouldn't get lost out there. And he had been told by a sheriff, oh, you can't have people escape out there, they'll get lost. Well, guess what? They didn't because of my son. And so what happened, my son's over there. He deserves a lot of praise. Anyway, what happened is we got down to the bottom, and here comes a Sierra Pacific truck. Now, obviously, if they cared, they would have had a plan in place well ahead of time, trees marked, I'm serious, trees marked, and all that, and they didn't. So what happened is this guy starts telling us that I've opened all the gates over to 32. Well, the only reason why all these cars are behind us is because of my son, not because of Sierra Pacific. So what happened is they got in line, and this guy told my son, hey, I've opened all the gates. My son says, I was going to cut your gates. That's some kind of civil disobedience of the good kind, you know, like, hey, we're going to do it. That's right, really serious. So I won't say we followed SPI out. I was following my son. So we got all the way over to 32, and we were told we had to leave out of there because we had 80 cars behind us. It is wow. And I'm glad I'm getting to talk about it. So I'm proud of you. Chokes me up. He saved people, pure and simple. All right? So we left and went up to Chester. Some people could go down the hill with an escort. We didn't know it, whatever. So that was that night. And I'm amazed there wasn't loss of life. There should have been. With what was going on. There was no plan in place. It just so happened that my son had common sense and the focus. So that's all I gotta say, folks. I don't put any kind of like backslapping on Sierra Pacific at all. They could have killed people that night. Anyway, thanks for giving me the thing.
The community is allowing you to speak. It's not me. It's not me. It's the community. Thank you, community.
You want to come up and show your face, they'll know you are.
Yeah, you might get the hook. I don't know.
Oh, you won't.
I bet you my chainsaw is bigger than their chainsaw, though. Probably. I got an 880.
Okay, I had a 395.
Thank you, Justin! that was always my plan. When they said the only way out was take the bottom way, so that doesn't work. We got to be able to take the back way. And they said, "Oh, people get lost out there." I said, "Well, I'll be there." So that was always my plan: is grab my grinder to cut the gates. So luckily I didn't have to cut any gates, but I was ready. Weren't gonna let no gates get in our way and have people dying out there. And so yeah, I'm just happy it worked out, that everyone made it. That's what the most important thing is.
Thanks for letting him get that off his chest.
Thank you for letting me talk, you guys. I've been telling everybody I can think of about this.
I know you're good, but we're at the feature of the community here.
Take care, folks.
Thanks for that good-hearted story. I mean, so to answer your question though, the sheriff comes up with evacuation routes. To be fair, you know, we should probably save that until the sheriff or representatives here so they can answer their questions to you. I mean, we could beat up SPI all we want. I can ask SPI to be here for you so you can ask them things. That's how I feel my job is.
They disrespected this whole community.
I'm not going to go there. I grew up riding on
Jamey, we know.
Diamond Match land. SPI doesn't let me ride on their land. So we kind of lost track. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me have the mic. I say I was going to get
Question.
it anyway.
Well, I got to jump to questions. I'll get in trouble. Yes, ma'am.